is Lizzie.
And this is Mike.
Welcome to Bubble Worship! Last week, I took a trip to the hospital NHS Seacole, named after Nurse Mary Seacole. This week, I've come to the practice of another medical professional, Dr Harold Moody. 100 years ago, black people were often denied food, jobs, and homes. And as a black man, Dr. Moody was a victim of this. Dr. Moody was also a devout Christian who believed in hospitality. When he finally did get his practice right here, he opened it up to people like him, travellers who needed bed and board. Not only that, but he gave them free healthcare. Dr. Moody went on to found the League of Colours People. It is the first modern racial campaign group in the UK. Dr. Moody believed in justice. Justice is what is fair for everyone. And it's our topic of Bubble Worship today. Before we get into that though, we're going to ask Lizzie to help us to unpack the last word in Black History Month. Lizzie, what is the month bit all about?
Having Black History Month gives us a chance to focus on the history of black people, which often isn't taught and celebrated all year round. A lot of black culture is involved with our everyday lives through our food, through music, dance, and also through our fashion. But we don't always realise, and it's really important to learn where some of your favourite things actually come from. Hopefully in the future, we won't need just a month to gain the attention of people so that we can learn about Black history all throughout the year. Each person can help towards doing this. Read up on stories, we can share with our friends things that we've learned and share with our families too.
Thanks, Lizzie. She'll be back later with some exciting news. Today, we're thinking about justice. Making everyone's life all right. But why bother? Isn't it enough that most people are okay? Or at least just make sure that the important people are all right and ignore all of the rest? The Christian church grappled with that very question thousands of years ago. And I've got Mr. Squashhead here. Hiya! To help us out in answering that very question. Here's what you can read in the Bible.
The body is not made up of one part, but of many. Now if the foot should say, because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason stop being part of the body. And if the ear should say, because I am not an eye, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason stop being a part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would the sense of hearing be? If the whole body were an ear, where would the sense of smell be? The eye cannot say to the hand, I don't need you, and the head cannot say to the feet, I don't need you. But God has put the body together, so that there should be no division in the body, but that its parts should have equal concern for each other. If one part suffers, every part suffers with it. If one part is honoured, every part rejoices with it. But in fact, God has placed the parts in the body, every one of them, just as He wanted them to be. If they were all one part, where would the body be? As it is, there are many parts, but one body.
St. Paul wrote that passage from the Bible that you've just heard about the body parts 2,000 years ago to Christians living in Corinth. And the idea of it is still very much true today. Take a look at your body right now. Pick a bit. Give it a squeeze. Every part of your body is different to other parts. They all do different jobs. They look different and feel different. And they are different. Toes and teeth, heels, hairs, bellies and bottoms, shoulders and shins. They all make up different parts of one body.
It's
Your turn, Mike.
Thanks very much.
Look around your bubble. Don't squeeze them, but see how every part is different, but you're all one bubble. The same is true for your whole school or your town. Same is true for the whole country. Many different people, different parts, one bubble.
When I was younger, I fell off the wall and I broke my leg. It hurt and I felt it through my whole body. So I went to the hospital and I chopped it off. I just got rid of it.
What?
That's a joke. I didn't really do that. I did
phew.
not do that. Of course I didn't do that. I looked after my leg, didn't I? I put it in the cast, and my other leg and my arms worked even harder to get me around. My eyes looked out for trip hazards. My ears helped me balance. My whole body worked together to help the bit that was a bit hurt. Is it my turn?
Yes. That's what justice is like. When one part of your bubble hurts or is upset, you can all work to help and heal. When one part of the country hurts, we can all work to help and to heal.
St. Paul believed that justice is about everyone being well. And Christians today believe the same thing. It's about bringing balance so that everybody can win.
Mike, you don't seem to be doing very well.
No, I'm really stuck. You're completely beating me here. You're just way ahead of me. I don't know what to do.
Why don't you take an extra go?
An extra go?
Yeah.
Well, that's breaking the rules. That would be unfair, wouldn't it?
I'm giving you a fair chance so that we can both have an equal chance of winning.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks very much. I will do. Yes.
Amos wrote in the Bible, "Let justice roll like a river and rightness like a never-ending stream." It means that justice should bring life and health and wealth to everyone. It should make everyone right. Sometimes that means treating everyone the same, and sometimes it means giving extra attention to the people that really need it. Just like you gave your leg extra attention when you broke it.
It's very interesting that you say that. I was chatting to Lizzie about exactly the same thing. Let's cut to Lizzie. I'm really interested by Harold Moody's story, that he started something to right a wrong, to make things right for everybody. And Lizzie, you've done a similar thing, haven't you?
Yes, in a way I've done something slightly similar here.
I know that we all think the news is really boring, but Lizzie here actually went on the news this year, didn't you?
Yes.
Why did you go on the news?
So, recently, this summer, at the start of summer, there was a lot of unfairness going on in America, and many countries around the world, including the UK, decided to do some peaceful protests. So I was seeing this happen all over the news, and I was thinking, there's nothing really going on down here in Kent, in my small old town of Tunbridge Wells. So I got together with my sister and a friend, and we organised a peaceful protest right here in Tunbridge Wells.
And we are now going to see a little bit of that news article, aren't we?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I don't want my future children to grow up in a world where they're going to be scared walking down the street about what someone might say to them. Mm-hmm. This is real life, and this is every day. Mm-hmm. And to encourage people to be actively anti-racist.
Incensed by the death of George Floyd in the United States, Lizzie Maticoli-Ramp organised the Black Lives Matter protest in Tunbridge Wells. With just 24 hours to put it together, she had no idea how many would turn up. She was shocked and moved when more than 1,000 lined the streets.
To see that people who the cause may not directly affect come together just to spread love and educate people, it filled me with so much love.
Michael Fuller is the former Chief Constable of Kent. He's the first and only black man to rise to the top of the senior ranks.
It's a serious problem in Britain, as it is in America, and I think there needs to be a new accountability.
Lizzie's mother was born in Ghana.
Lizzie has found her voice, and it's a voice of many black children I'd like to thank Lizzie because she's done such an incredible job.
So what would Lizzie like to see change? The 18-year-old told me education and the school curriculum.
The education of children in schools about racism, I think it's really important, not just for them to learn about the history of the slave trade, but also the UK's part within it, how it's affected communities now.
The teenager says she's planning a vigil. This will not be the last time you hear the name Lizzie Macaulay-Ramp.
We started this Bible worship outside the house of Dr Harold Moody, a Christian who saw that some people were suffering and worked to make it right. And here, at the end of our Bible worship, we're finishing with Lizzie, who saw something wrong and is working to make it right. That is justice. It's not just about what's fair, it's about making life well for everyone, especially those that are hurting. Lizzie's story is great because I know that she was nervous about trying to do the right thing. She thought a couple of people would turn up to help. In the end, she was shocked to have hundreds turn up. But what about you? Do you see anything that isn't right? Maybe have a look. Get creative on what you can do to make it right. Bye!